Hey there, it's Jackie of JackieJackson.com. This week, I want to talk to you about types of camera sensors. Did you know that they are all not created equally? So you're probably wondering, Jackie, what the heck are you talking about? Back up. I don't know what a camera sensor is and why we even need to discuss it. So let me rewind a bit for that. A camera sensor is just the hardware inside your camera body that when light hits it, it turns what you see with your eyes into a picture. When we consider the camera sensor, it helps us understand more of what a cropped or full frame camera actually is. Different camera brands have different camera sensors, and even within brands, you will have a few differences. Are you bored yet? Don't fall asleep because this is super important for so many reasons, but really as it pertains to your bank account and future goals, so wake up. All right, so do you remember old film cameras? These were the cameras you had to run the strip of film through and protect from light in a dark room when developing. Those were really identified as 35 millimeter film cameras. So now that we're so far into the future, many but not all folks are using digital equipment instead of sliding the film in and winding it up before taking a picture. These cameras that we're now using that mimic the old 35 millimeter film camera are called full frame cameras. This means that we are getting the entire 36 by 24 millimeters of information of one frame on a 35 millimeter piece of film in our picture. Okay, so let's look a little bit further into this. A crop sensor is basically less than a full frame, as the name suggests. So part of the actual image, or the 35 millimeters, is lost based on the sensor that we have, thus changing the resulting image. This matters because full frame camera bodies give way more of the entire scope of your image without losing any part of your scene. Full frame camera bodies are generally heavier in weight, they have more capabilities out of the box, and are more expensive than their crop sensor counterparts. So conversely, a crop sensor tends to be less expensive, and though they accept a full frame lens as you might expect, the image is still cropped. So whatever full frame camera lens you have placed on the body of that crop sensor camera will not be its full self. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a few. A full frame camera body can only read a full frame lens, but a crop sensor can accept a full frame or a crop sensor lens. Okay, so let me give you an example. Here's an image that was shot with a full frame camera body and a full frame lens. You can see all of that that's outside of the red box is what would be captured if using those two pieces, the full frame camera and the full frame lens. Everything that you see inside the red line is information that would be lost when using a crop sensor camera body. Everything on the inside of the line is what you would be able to see when looking through the viewfinder of this type of camera. There's nothing wrong with it being captured in either way, but it's just important to know up front how these changes will affect the pictures that you make. With this knowledge, you can go forth and make a great decision that is more conscious because buying a camera body that suits your goals and the equipment that you already have is very important. Entry level and or more beginner cameras are typically crop sensors, and more expensive and professional level cameras are considered full frame. So I want to give you a big fist bump for making it to the end of this tutorial. Now I want you to grab your camera if you already have one to see what type of sensor you have. And if you don't have one and are researching, be sure to note which cameras have what type of sensor. All right. Thank you for watching. Now go get your learn on.